Hey, what's up everyone? Do you think MOBA games like League of Legends and Dota 2 need an anti-cheat? Well, let's explore what this entails. The goal of the anti-cheat is to prevent hackers, scripters and botters from playing the game. Removing them will only increase the player experience for others, allowing a more fun and competitive environment. MOBA games have been in a weird place in that sense, as in they have never really come with a big and aggressive anti-cheat. Valve's FAQ runs on a user level and League of Legends has no showing of any visible anti-cheat, but it is actually present in their game. But do MOBAs need anti-cheat at all? There are 3 realistic ways you can try to hack into a MOBA game. Number 1. Hacking into the memory to look for hidden information. Number 2. Reversing the netcode to retrieve hidden information or send spoofed actions. Or Number 3. Having pre-programmed functionality to utilize RAM or pixel information. So let's walk through them step by step. Number 1. Hacking into the memory to look for hidden information. This is the main approach by most cheaters to win in any game. In MOBA games, you can think of techniques like bypassing the fog of war. If the fog of war does not exist on your screen anymore, you will always know the enemy's location, which allows you to make perfectly planned calls. However, this is usually mitigated on the server side, where the enemy's position simply isn't sent to the player because the server knows that you cannot see the enemy in the first place. The server has this fully under control and makes this hacking technique completely obsolete. Number 2. Reversing the netcode. In the early days of League, you could bypass the limits of the mastery section and read the enemy's team chat. This was done by understanding the netcode of the game and make it easier to send data you wanted to send and let the server deal with it, or bypass the client-sided filter that filtered out the enemy chat. Needlessly to say, Riot Games quickly fixed this and offenders were penalized with temporary or infinite during bans. Since these issues can be managed on the server, there's still no real reason for an anti-cheat. At last, number 3. Having pre-programmed functionality to utilize RAM and pixel information. In FPS games you can think of a trigger bot or wall hack, but the thing about a MOBA game is that it's all hidden information and simply is not received by the server. Whatever you see on your screen is all that you can process anyway. There is no wall you need to look through or health bar that is invisible. The only advantage that can be gained is that this information can still be exploited on a micro level of the game. Now this is where the argument for an anti-cheat holds ground. For example, by extracting the distance information as well as auto attack and spell ranges, you can create a bot that perfectly hits your skill shots or other abilities at the maximum possible range. A Karthus could land his kills perfectly, or Kog'Maw could abuse his 2.5 attack speed at maximum range. There's little you can do in terms of counterplay at this micro level since you're up against a god tier micro player, or shall I just say a bot. Speaking about bots, there are also botters in League to climb to level 30 in order to play ranked. These accounts then get sold to people who likely wish to smurf, which becomes a market on its own. Bots like these also use information that is present using pre-programmed heuristics to make the best out of their situation. Since their purpose is usually to get to level 30, it's safe to say that these bots do not plan to be good players in any shape or form. They just either have to be with a party of other bots or seem indistinguishable as a beginning player. MOBA games have been interesting because being superbly good at micro level skills does not make you the best player in the game. Where in Counter-Strike Go you could ace the enemy over and over, you will get outclassed by tremendous amounts of strategy options in MOBA games. So now we have an argument for both sides. For anti-cheat prevents cheaters and botters from playing the game in the first place, or at least that is its goal, and against anti-cheat, the impact is not as severe as there are counterplay options. So what does Riot Games think about this? According to the blog post regarding anti-cheat, their goal is mainly to tire cheat developers by applying mitigation, obfuscation, and entropy in their codebase. If making cheats in their game is too complex or too tiresome, they will mitigate the development of the cheats in the first place. This is done by encrypting their raw values like health and champion statuses, as well as moving around where this data is stored. While it is still possible to grab these values, because hey, the game needs them too, one would need to reverse or learn how the obfuscation works in order to reliably fetch the values, which not every anti-cheat developer can do skill-wise. So as a conclusion, while anti-cheat can be beneficial, it will not have as dramatic of an impact as other genres like first-person shooters. Since all input can be verified on the server side for validity, such as skill shots and movement inputs, the only benefit will be preventing micro-level scripters and botters. Although, by making it as difficult to develop as possible by using obfuscation and entropy techniques, MOBA games have created the solid ground to mitigate those too. Having an anti-cheat could provide benefits but are not mandatory at all. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, please hit the like button and subscribe if you want more. Check out my other videos if you like these information videos, and until next time, have a nice day and goodbye.